police can withdraw the FIR.
You are withdrawing FIRs against the politicians and against the judge you will not.
They are all arms of law. They are officers of the court.
Yes.
And instead of doing that, you immediately register FIR. No, we don't want to get into all this.
No, therefore, my lords, that was I seek. That was the bona fide reason of misconception ki permission has been accorded.
Here, the police is going into his chamber. His chamber is part of his court. Bihar should not be in the news for wrong reasons.
Again, I say,
You
lords, I am not making
proceeded against law. Yes, Mr. Lalit Kishore,
Yeah.
you have read our last order? You've seen our last order?
Yeah. Lords, here, the order dated 3rd of August.
This is a detailed order we have passed.
Yes, my lords, yes, I have gone the order dated 14th of July.
Yes.
Here. Now, my lords, in that context, firstly, I am submitting that immediately, my lords, the Director General of Police, my lords, the Director General of Police, my lord, has stayed the investigation at first information report. Immediately, my lord, that has been stayed.
DJ.
Lords,
This you are all shifted the onus on us.
Chief.
The question we had put was that in the teeth of the judgment of the Supreme Court, how you registered the FIR without permission of the Chief
Yeah,
Justice?
Lords, that I am
Now
explaining.
here you have said that since it is sub judice,
No,
therefore
Lords.
we are staying the FIR.
No, what, my lords, I am trying.
Now we first listen to the observation.
Ji.
If in the case we have to deal with the matter, you know Veera Swami, you have know all the three judgments we have made available to you. If we have to deal with the matter, adjudicate upon it, we will have no option but to pass strictures as well. If you have any alternative in mind, please tell us.
Yes, that, my lord, I was going to. I am sorry, my lord, that I was going to. That's, my lords, as initial stage, that has been stated. Further, my lord says that in fact, my lord, since we tried to, but we couldn't lay our finger, that there is any provision under which, my lords, we can, the police can withdraw the FIR.
You are withdrawing FIRs against the politicians and against the judge you will not.
No, Lord, since the provision
There is provision.
Therefore, what I am
There is district level committee.
Lord, just I was going to.
For politicians you can withdraw any time, but for judges you can't.
No, my lord, say withdrawal only for that purpose.
That is we are not putting any word in your mouth. That is
Yeah.
for your wisdom to work. Otherwise we will take action.
No,
We may
my lords,
put many people in problem.
I am indicating that, lords, what I am thinking, lords, maybe that may not be proper or correct. What I am proposing, lord, is that we will file an application stating therein these facts, and under bona fide misconception ke the permission has been accorded, the FIR was registered, but since it is not in consonance with the decision of the Honorable Apex Court, so therefore, my lords, the FIR may be permitted to be withdrawn with liberty, my lords, to move the Honorable Court again for fresh. If that will be given, then well and good. So this petition, my lord, if I will see, and my lords will permit me, then on that basis, my lords, otherwise, because of that other, because even in that Delhi's case, my lords, it was pointed out that when once FIR is registered, it can't be rescinded. That's why I am saying ki I will indicate that, but I will file an application, my lords, within 2 days. By Monday.
You see, the difficulty is that it's not only judiciary, but your entire legal fraternity suffers. Today a case came before me That is, there was some scuffle between the lawyers, and immediately police registered a FIR. There are 100 methods. First, they could have made them sit together.
Yeah.
They are all arms of law. They are officers of the court.
Yes.
And instead of doing that, you immediately register FIR. It has become so oppressive that one finds difficult to normally transact any business. Now, as far as your second submission is concerned, well, there is a ground for withdrawal of FIR, which is known as error of law. So, what you have said just now, that in misconception it was, that is possible. There is that is, you will find some judgment also, some precedent also, that is called error of law. So if some FIR has been registered as an error of law, you can always withdraw it. But where do you intend to move that application? Before the magistrate where you have sent your 154 report?
Then, Lord Sir, we can file that petition before the magistrate. We can file that petition before the magistrate, or because, Lord Sir, in fact, because that, Lord Sir, that, or I think it would be better if that application is filed before my Lord, because here, Lords, I can, and this all happened, Lords, that of this communication, Lords, from the learned Registrar General to learned District Session Judge and copied to SP, that we thought it, that when it is mentioned there, so if permission has been accorded. So under that misconception, otherwise, my lords, there was no occasion for the learned district judge to have sent that letter, because earlier the learned session judge has forwarded our request for permission to the learned registrar general.
No, we don't want to get into all this.
No, therefore, my lord, that was, I see, that was the bona fide reason of misconception ki permission has been accorded. Not that intentionally, my lords, we, the police...
You see, it would have been a different matter had it been some private dispute. Here, the police is going into his chamber. His chamber is part of his court. The chamber of...
Yes. Lord, sir, there can't be any dispute.
Chamber of my chamber or brother chamber.
That is part of
We have been hearing matters there also.
Yes, Lords, there can't
Or
be.
if you consider it a public place,
No.
well,
Yeah, Lords,
it's
that,
up to you.
No, Lords, that can't be, and at least I can't think of that. That, Lords, only say, I am repeating even at that because of this case, earlier we had the SHO had sought permission to register, that was forwarded, and in that context when the learned registrar said ki you are competent to take, so under this bona fide misconception, I say and repeat it, that it is a permission, we proceeded ahead. Of course, we Lord, since that is not specifically, and that is why
Mr. Lalit Kishore, you should also be concerned that out of all the states in India, Bihar should not be in the news for wrong reasons. It is a matter of pride for all of you.
Yes, certainly.
And if you are losing that reputation.
No, my lords, at least I can say, and that I have said earlier also, and being the Advocate General of this state, because I believe that our entity is because of this institution and this fraternity, and therefore we all have to this fraternity, and there can't be any compromise in that. Yes, I say ki because of that circumstances, Lords, had not we received the communication from the learned registrar indicating that if the authorities are competent to proceed ahead, Lords, we would not have touched them.
Even if that communication is taken into consideration, it said proceed as per law.
Yes.
So law
So,
is here.
Lords, again I say,
You
Lords, I am not making
you
any
proceeded
excuse.
against law.
Yeah, Lords, the law, because in under that impression that I have to seek prior permission, the SHO Lords wrote a letter seeking permission and forwarded the letter to the learned registrar, district and session judge. Learned district and session judge forwarded that communication to the learned registrar general. Now the learned district and session judge, after a month, with reference to the letter by which that permission letter had been forwarded to him by
See,
the
now-
superintendent of police.
Now the resultant effect would be
Yeah.
any litigant who is disgruntled with the order of the judicial officer will file FIR. Thousands of FIR will be filed
No, Milord,
against all the judicial officers.
no, I am saying, Milord, I am adhering to that law. Of
So, no, what
the-
I am saying is, this tendency is very dangerous. It will lead to complication and lodging of several FIRs
No, therefore,
against,
Milord,
all the judicial
No,
officers.
Milord, it should be strictly adhered to.
Therefore, you do the needful, will,
Yes, therefore I say ki,
Why Supreme Court has laid down this law? In Veera Swamy, in
UP judicial officer.
UP judicial officer, in Tees Hazari, all these cases.
yeah,
Because if these judicial officers are subjected to FIR, the very democratic institution will be in
Lords, yeah.
danger.
Lords, there can't be two opinion about it. All the time what I am repeating, that because of this chain, Lords, we were under the bona fide impression that as required and laid down by the Honorable Apex Court, the communication from the Registrar General is communication of the permission. But still I am not going behind. I am still not
So,
going behind that.
Certain authorities, like High Court judges, they are constitutional authorities.
But yeah,
Even-
but I am not
even-
harping on that.
Even
I'm-
Advocate General,
Yes, he is a part
a-
of that. He is a part of that. Tomorrow we will say
I think
a
you
lot
can,
of
you-
people from different varieties Milords used to come and any Milords, some are coming with some grievances with respect to pendency of matter either in with
you can
my
address,
office or
you can
of-
address both our houses of the Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad
yeah.
as Advocate General.
Yeah, Milords, only not that. I am also conscious, of course, not in there, but why it was being debated in the before the Constituent Assembly, Milords, a proposal had been that Advocate General should be the Minister of Justice, because that is being there in
Okay.
that. So I am conscious of that also. That even if Milords, I may not, I may be holding only the status of a cabinet minister, but still Milords, I consider to be that. Therefore, taking into account, Milord, I will be the.
So
then-
if they make a beginning somewhere,
so
we don't know where it will end up.
yeah. Therefore, Milords, I am conscious, and I will be the last person to have it in any fake Milords impair or prejudice the majesty. Therefore, Milords, I say we will file a petition within 2 days by Monday or
All right.
My lord, if my lords would like to have a look at section 321 of the CRPC.
That is for withdrawal of prosecution. Prosecution starts till date. No
That is,
prosecution has started.
321 is a separate provision.
My lord,
That is during the course of trial.
my lord, prosecution it says.
The prosecution FIR is
Prosecution
pending.
is not yet started.
Not has started.
It is a FIR.
Once it comes before the,
No, that has already been defined in catenas of when prosecution starts. Ah. It's only after submission of the charge sheet and then
No,
cognizance is
but
taken, then
after FIR, there is no prosecution. It is investigation. You see,
my lord,
after investigation, they can always file a closure report.
my lord,
If there is a closure report, there can't be any prosecution.
I was just drawing my lord's
So
attention.
therefore, they are in a bind.
My lord,
They are in a bind because they don't know how to withdraw a FIR.
that is a kind of presenting a fait accompli to the court, my lord.
No. You will just see. In fact, you should have also examined the aspect from that angle.
My lord, in fact, we have, on the last occasion, my lord had asked us as to
If
what
if
prosecution
FIR
means.
registered is pursuant to a order issued by any authority, that authority has the jurisdiction to correct a bona fide error.
Lords, that's in fact, Lords, in that Delhi case or Gujarat case, while going through that, Lords, I could lay my finger that the Honorable Apex Court has observed that once the FIR has been registered, it can't be resigned. That's why all the time I'm happy. Furthermore, Lords, if this I don't want that the sweep authority should be given, that today one can lodge a FIR and tomorrow one can be. Therefore, I intend to file that petition to have some order from this court, Lord, as a...
No, you
Lord,
can file a petition for withdrawal before the same court where the FIR is pending. And the court will pass on.
Lords, the court, till date, the court
See,
has...
there is a, you can say that the FIR was filed as an error of law in a misconception. You will find
sir.
a judgment to that effect also.
Lords, then may I say, I will examine that aspect and whether we will file it. Only thing, Lord, examine as to whether this should be filed before the learned magistrate or it should be filed
No,
before
we are
the-
not before this court. It is something your officials have done. They should take corrective measures, and they should take corrective measures before the same authority where they have gone. We are not here in an advisory capacity, but you can file a simple.
Lord, we will file.
You can file a simple closure that it cannot proceed further in view of these judgments.
ठीक है ना, थक जाएंगे ना. Lords,
You have
that-
understood?
Yeah.
You have
My lord,
understood?
my lord.
There can be a simple closure that can't proceed further in view of the judgments. It appears that the FIR was registered under misconception of law, because certain permissions were required. The DGP has understood.
No, my lords, not that I'm
You have not understood.
aware of all these provisions, but I'm trying to, anyway, my lords, I will examine that aspect as to
Say.
how, because that decision, my lord, is already there, how to implement that, my lords, we will work.
In light of our order dated so and so,
Order dated 3/8/20.
18/11.
DGP.
8/11/21 जो लंबे वाला है. All right. So 3/8/22.
14/7/22 and
Last order.
47. Last order is 3/8 और जो लंबे वाला है वो 14/7.
In light of our order dated 14 July 2022, the Director General of Police Bihar is present in court. Mr. Lalit Kishore, London Advocate General, on instructions from him, has stated so this we are not going to take on record.
Oh.
This is putting the onus totally on us.
Oh,
That proceedings in the FIR have been stayed after perusal of the aforesaid order. He further assures the court that the FIR in question shall be withdrawn.
So they can identify all out of error of misconception of
अभी कहाँ पिटीशन फाइल कर देंगे वहाँ मजिस्ट्रेट.
That FIR, since FIR was registered on misconception of law, the same shall be withdrawn. Steps in that direction shall be initiated immediately.
Lords, that my lords has said because of misconception of law. I say that this is because of misconception of the communication. I was under that. I am aware that without a permission we can't register, but because of that communication,
Misconception of certain facts and law.
Ji?
Misconception of certain facts and law.
Yes.
To come up for further hearing on 24th September. 24th August. Wednesday. When 173 report, 173-2 report is filed,
Pardon?
when report is filed under 173-2, investigating agency is fully capable of saying that this was under misconception of certain facts and law and could not have been and we cannot proceed further in view of Veera Swami, etc., etc., etc. So,
What my lord is indicating is that you can file a closure report and stating that in this case cannot proceed because of the law laid down by the apex court. Simple.
Lords, that we will examine and we will file that petition.
and you will also find that you sometimes cannot proceed due to error of law.
Yeah.
Sometimes, let us say, a case is registered by a police authority which does not have jurisdiction. Suppose Narcotic Control Bureau registers a case on which it has no jurisdiction. It can make a frank statement before the special court that we have wrongly registered. It may be sent to its place of jurisdiction. There are 100 things you will have to examine.
But whether there is any committee in the district headed by district magistrate to take a decision to withdraw from prosecution? Probably there is some committee
No. Lords,
where the district magistrate can take a decision.
but that, my lord, still I say, that stage has not reached. That stage is only for withdrawal of the prosecution.
That 321.
Yes, 321. That, my lords,
So then that is the best option which my lord is indicating.
yeah.
Otherwise you see,
Shivnandan Paswan case, my lord, say case from here.
no, there is a judgment also in Qazi Landab Dorji,
So,
Qazi Landab Dorji, where CBI registered the case without consent. It can be sent back to the state police. Criminal law is not so limited in its scope.